Alright guys, I guess we can't have all these lights plugged up with the laptop as well. It's not going to work. I never claimed to be a rich man. We are just looking at the markets together here, guys. Getting back to it. It's 4:02 in the afternoon. We got the heat map popping. Like I said, today we're going to do a lot of stuff covering Bitcoin. We're going to read a lot of articles. We're going to, check out the charts. Check out the stocks. I was looking at a bunch of different stocks a while ago, but, dang thing cut off on me. Now, I gotta get back in gear, I gotta get back. We're back. Got this stupid shadow on my face. I had a nice lighting setup going on. But now we're back to the darkness. I got the hood up. I look like freaking Anakin Skywalker or some shit. Here we go. Let's get back in gear. Whew. We go. 2 spins for take 2. Alright. Let's go back to the heat map. Amazon's down 5.58%. I think analysts started lowering guidance on Amazon. That's why they're losing some points here. Nvidia's up 7.78% on the day. AVGO is up 7.8%, 0.8%. We're going to look at that stock here in a second. AMD is up 8.28% on the day. Google's down 2.53%. Tesla is up 3.5% today. Do this. Just a little refresher here. Okay. A little heat map on on TradeView here, heat map. So I think I'm starting to discover, guys, that my laptop, the battery dies very quickly. That's what happens. But we're making it, we're doing it. If I was a rich girl, I would buy every laptop in the world. No. Who you guys think's gonna be it? Gavin Newsom? Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? That'd be kind of fun. The hottest president in history. Pretty interesting. Kind of fun. Alright. I wanted to check out AVGO. I just want to look through a few different stocks here. AVGO. Oh, Broadcom. Okay. Look at that. Right here on February 6th, 2006, Broadcom is up 7.08% to $332.50. It's 4:06 in the afternoon. On a 5-day chart, it's up 1.8%. On a 1-month chart, it's down 3.28%. On a 6-month chart, it's up 10.22%. Year to date, it's down 3.93%. Broadcom in the past year is up 101.13%. No, that's wrong. It's up 43.71%. In the past year, it's up 43.71%. In the past 5 years, it's up 613.51%. Broadcom. According to Google Finance, Broadcom has secured major AI accelerator orders from hyperscalers like Google and has a robust backlog, providing strong growth visibility. AI revenue is projected to double year over year in the near term. Bearish view. Recent stock pullback and volatility. The company has experienced a decline of over 9% in the past month, underperforming the broader market and technology sector gains amid general market volatility. Okay. One second, I'm going to write some stuff down here, guys. Alright. Alrighty. So, pretty cool. Check back in. Right now, guys, the Dow Jones is at 50,000, up 2.4. It's at 50,115 and 0.67. Up 2.47%. S&P 500 up 1.97% to 6,932. Bitcoin is at 70,017.90, up 11.66% on the day. The Qs are up 2.11%. Why would I just make that go away? Make the middle part bigger. So the VIX measures fear in the market. It's at 17.51. Okay. let's look at a few more stocks here, guys. Or actually, I wanted to look at Broadcom on this thing. Trade view. Candlestick guy. Alright, a lot of fun stuff here, guys. It's at $332.50 right now. Sorry, I'm a little scattered today, guys. I got a lot going on, but we're doing it. I'll check out a couple more stocks, then we'll get back to Bitcoin. We'll do a couple more stocks, then we'll get back to Biddy. Yeah, let's do PayPal. Alright, so PayPal is sitting at $40.42. It's up 1.3% on the day. Over the past 5 days, it's down 22.92%. Shoo doggy, look at that. Look at that drop. Over the past month, it's down 32.42%. Look at that. Over the past 6 months, it's down 41.77%. Over the past, or year to date, it's down 30.76%. Man. Over the past year, PayPal's down 48.56%. Man. Over the past 5 years, PayPal is down 85%. Shoo. Look at that. Has a PE ratio of 7.48, a quarterly dividend of 14 cents, 1.39%, EPS of 5.41, a 52-week high of 79.50, a 52-week low of 38.88, with 24,000 employees. According to Google Finance, PayPal declined over 30% in the past month due to missed Q4 earnings revenue and a weak 2026 outlook, which triggered broad analyst downgrades. Sentiment suggests near-term pressure may push the price into the low 30s as analysts project a transition year under new leadership. The bullish view. Despite current issues, the stock trades at a low forward PE ratio of about 7.58, which is significantly cheaper than its peers, suggesting a potentially oversold condition or mispricing by the market. Bearish view. Earnings miss and weak guidance. Fourth quarter results for 2025 missed analyst expectations for EPS and revenue. Furthermore, management issued a disappointing 2026 profit outlook, creating significant downward pressure. Dang. That boy's in the basement, in the dang freaking doghouse, ain't it? I think those are both things I've heard other people say. I guess I'll have to come up with my own. It's in the freaking sewer, dog. It sucks. It's not good. Not good. Alright. Well, I don't think we need to say anything else about PayPal. Looks pretty brutal right now. Are they going to go down more? I mean, my goodness. We got nobody in the chat. That's alright. Hey guys, if anybody ever watches this, like and subscribe. Please do it. I need it, baby. I need it from you, baby. That's alright. Silver's still sitting at $76.94. Gold is sitting at $4,974. Okay. Some of the other stocks I wanted to look at. Guys, I'm old school. I write shit on regular ass paper, dude. We looked at Adobe, we looked at Salesforce, we looked at PayPal. Now let's look at Robinhood. Up 13.95% on the day. Look at that. Over the past 5 days, they're down 13.61%. Over the past month, they're down 31.95%. Over the past 6 months, they are down 21.61%. Sitting at 82.82 right now. It's a good number. No, sitting at 83.10 after hours. Year to date, they're down 26.77%. Ooh, it's time to go to bed. Alright. Over the past year, they're up 55.76%, Robinhood. Over the past 5 years, it's up 135.62%. I don't know. This chart kind of... Robinhood. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So, Robinhood stats. You got a 52-week low of $29.66, a 52-week high of 153.86, PE ratio of 34.48, 34, Jesus, a PE ratio of 34.48, EPS of $2.40, about 2,000 employees. Robinhood experienced notable volatility this past month, with prices declining due to ebbing crypto enthusiasm and risk-off sentiment. Analysts project an average 43% upside for the next year with consensus buy ratings, though the next quarter's performance hinges on the upcoming Q4 earnings report. Robinhood has consistently beaten EPS estimates for several consecutive quarters. Analysts project Q4 earnings of $0.62 per share on $1.32 billion in revenue, representing year-over-year increases of 14.8% and 30.5% respectively. Yeah, the bearish view. Weakness in crypto and retail sentiment. The company's performance is highly correlated with cryptocurrency prices. Recent weakness in the crypto market and general risk-off sentiment among retail investors have contributed to recent stock price declines. Okay, that's the perfect segue to get back into Bitcoin. So let's do this, guys. I want the gold. I want it all. Give it to me. Alright. So we're on this site called CoinMarketCap. We're just going to run through all of its little flags and little highlights here over Bitcoin. So this was in February 23rd, 2012 at 7 p.m. Mt. Gox files for bankruptcy in Japan after hack. Mt. Gox, once the world's biggest Bitcoin exchange, filed for bankruptcy protection in Japan, saying it may have lost nearly $500 million worth of the virtual coin due to hacking into its faulty computer system. Okay. Then we got 11/27/2012. November 27th, 2012. Bitcoin's first halving. It halved. Oh, knocked the mic around. Bitcoin's block reward is halved from 50 to 25 coins. Seven 8/2016. Bitcoin's second halving. Bitcoin's block reward is halved from 25 to 12.5 Bitcoins. Bitcoin hard fork. SegWit is implemented on Bitcoin, which leads to the hard fork and creation of Bitcoin Cash. Another Bitcoin hard fork. Bitcoin undergoes another hard fork and Bitcoin Gold was born. At that time, it was at $4,000. $4,228. Here we go. Bitcoin's third halving on 5/10/2020. Cut down from 12.5 to 6.25 coins. El Salvador moves forward with Bitcoin in September 6th, 2021. El Salvador officially becomes the first country in the world to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. El Salvador, huh? Wow. Bitcoin Taproot update launched. The Taproot Bitcoin soft fork changes the way scripts operate within Bitcoin in order to improve the blockchain's privacy scalability. You get it. The Central African Republic adopts Bitcoin as legal tender. Lawmakers from the Central African Republic voted unanimously to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, making it the second country to do so after El Salvador. The Terra network starts crashing. The Terra network, one of crypto's biggest success stories in 2021, starts coming apart at the seams. The Luna token loses 96% of its value within 24 hours, and the UST stablecoin depegs. Okay, we don't gotta read all that. We're getting the ideas here, guys. (6/11/2022). Celsius Network freezes customer withdrawals, swaps, and transfers. Following Terra's collapse, the Celsius Network announces it has frozen customer withdrawals, swaps, and transfers in response to extreme market conditions. And where was that? Right here. No, right here. No, right here. That was at 46,000. Got something wrong on the hair in my nose or something. We're good, we're good. Alright. Alright. Here we go. CEO Sam Bankman-Fried is found guilty of fraud. This is over here on 11/2/2023. 11/20/2023. Zhangping Zhao steps down as Binance CEO. On 1/9/2024, January 9th, 2024, 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs approved by the SEC. So there are countries fully using Bitcoin right now. Like, they accept it as legal tender. Hong Kong to approve its first spot Bitcoin ETFs. Okay. Now we're getting into that $60,000, $64,000 price range. German government wallet moves thousands of Bitcoins. Holds $3 billion. And that's around that $64,000 price range. Mt. Gox announces repayments in July 2024. Mt. Gox. March 2nd, 2025, Trump announces the Strategic Crypto Reserve. Trump signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin. Here we go. This is David Sachs. We're not reading this. We're not. That was way last year. Okay. So 10/18/2025, the U.S. Treasury is authorized to include seized digital assets. Strategy announces its establishment of $1.44 billion USD reserve. Okay, check this out. This is just a little headline thingy. Bitcoin may become more usable for small purchases with a proposed tax exemption on transactions under $300. BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF hit $10 billion in daily trading volume, showcasing strong market traction amid price volatility. JP Morgan non-views Bitcoin as more attractive than gold for long-term investment prospects. Bitcoin exchange inflows are rising, with Binance and Coinbase seeing significant deposit spikes. That's kind of funny. The U.S. Treasury Secretary proposes a strategic Bitcoin reserve, suggesting the shift of seized Bitcoin into a government-held asset to leverage potential appreciation. The U.S. Treasury reinforces Bitcoin's self-regulating nature with no legal authority for bailout, emphasizing its free market operations. This right here, they're going to take it from you. They're going to come and get it. Let's do this. Let's ask Gemini, how many countries accept Bitcoin as legal tender? Legal tender. Very interesting. Check this out. Very interesting indeed. So it's not so cool as everybody thought. As of early 2026, 0 countries currently enforce Bitcoin as a mandatory legal tender. While 2 nations famously adopted it in the past, both have since walked back those policies or seen them effectively nullified. Here is the breakdown of what happened. We're learning as we go, aren't we, guys? Very cool. This is actually revealing. El Salvador made history in September 2021 as the first country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. However, the situation changed significantly in early 2025. The reversal following negotiations for a $1.4 billion loan from the International Monetary Fund, El Salvador's Legislative Assembly passed reforms that removed the legal obligation for businesses to accept Bitcoin. Current status. While Bitcoin remains legal to use and the government still holds significant reserves, it no longer has the strength of legal tender because acceptance is now entirely voluntary. That's in El Salvador. Central African Republic, CAR. In April 2022, the CAR became the second country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender to bypass financial hurdles. The reversal. The move was short-lived. Just a few weeks later, the country's constitutional court declared the law unlawful. Current status. The government has since pivoted toward its own Sango coin, a digital asset backed by natural resources rather than using Bitcoin as an official national currency. Okay. Important distinction. Legal versus illegal tender. It is easy to confuse these terms, but they mean very different things in the eyes of the law. Okay, guys, remember this is not financial advice. I'm your cousin Dustin. I'm literally talking to myself in the back room. Matter of fact, let's do this real quick. Okay, and we're back. 4:44 in the afternoon. Make a wish. All right. All right, back to it. Here we go. Back to the Gemini report. This is a report by our friend Gemini there. The important distinction between legal versus legal tender. Legal tender, a currency that must be accepted by law to settle a debt or purchase, like the US dollar or the euro. Legal, regulated. It is not an official currency, but you can buy and sell and own it legally. Like the USA, UK, Japan, UAE, and Switzerland. Illegal, banned. Okay. I see. So you can use Bitcoin in those places. Illegal, banned. Ownership or trading of the asset is strictly prohibited by the state. China, Egypt, and Algeria have made it where you cannot do it. You're not supposed to be doing it. Summary table. Former legal tender adopters. El Salvador and CAR, Central African Republic. Okay. Well, what do you think about that? Bitcoin is currently sitting at $70,286.02. This is from 32 minutes ago, trading news. This one's from 1 hour ago. Is it in full capitulation? I don't know about that. I think it could go lower. Let's read a couple articles here. Let's read this one. It says it's in full capitulation mode as the token tumbles below 64,000. This is by Jennifer Soar at Business Insider. Analysts are eyeing even steeper losses for Bitcoin after the crypto broke below $64,000 on Thursday. The token has been bought in a sustained downturn since peaking in October. Some say the crypto could find support at its 200-week moving average, which hovers around 58,000. Now look at all these ads. Ain't this a dang mess? The world's largest cryptocurrency plunged more than 12% on Thursday, dropping below 64,000 in afternoon trading. The token is on the verge of seeing half its value wiped out since it peaked just 4 months ago. And according to analysts and crypto observers, the worst might be yet to come. Yeah, I mean, look at that chart. Fear of even more prolonged downturn has begun to seep into conversations among investors as Bitcoin's sell-off brought the top crypto to a 15-month low on Thursday. Bitcoin's bear market over the last several months has shaved close to 50% off the token's price since it hit all-time highs around $126,000. Now analysts say more pain could be coming. Nick Puckrin, an investment analyst at Coin Bureau, said he saw the crypto potentially dropping to as low as 55,700 if it failed to hold above 70,000. And well, that's where we're at right now, baby. We're sitting at 70,000 or so. Yes, right at $70,280.86. Let's see how it goes. Let's see where it goes from here. Ooh, back to the article. As Bitcoin continues its slide below the psychological barrier of $70,000, it's clear the crypto market is now in full capitulation mode. Puckrin wrote in a note on Thursday, speculating that the decline was driven by large-scale selling by Bitcoin whales, as well as some institutional selling. Yeah. If previous cycles are anything to go by, this is no longer a short-term correction, but rather a transition from distribution to reset, and these typically take months, not weeks, said Zach Shapiro, the head of policy at the Bitcoin Policy Institute, said he believes the long-term fundamentals supporting Bitcoin, like institutional adoption, are still intact. However, he wouldn't be surprised if the crypto didn't support until it hit its 200-week moving average around $58,000, implying another 15% downside. It's some panic selling, absolutely for sure. Some profit taking, absolutely for sure, he told Business Insider, adding that he believed many of the sellers were early Bitcoin investors cashing out. There's still more sellers than buyers. Katie Stockton, a leading technical strategist, told Business Insider that should the crypto market break meaningfully below 70,000, her team expects the token to fall to around 57,800 before finding support. Looking long term, the breach of the weekly cloud tells us the cyclical uptrend has lost hold, supporting a more volatile few months, she wrote in a note this week. More severe forecasts for Bitcoin are also circulating. In a note to clients on Wednesday, Stifel said it sees Bitcoin potentially dropping another 45% from current levels to hit $38,000, citing its analysis of Bitcoin's bear market lows over the past 15 years. $38,000. Okay. Michael Burry, the famed investor of The Big Short and a longtime Bitcoin skeptic, warned investors that Bitcoin could head into a death spiral in a post on his Substack this week, and outlined various dire scenarios possible if Bitcoin continues to slide. That boy's writing on Substack, bruh. Come on now. John Blank, the chief equity strategist at Zacks Investment Research, said this week he saw Bitcoin potentially dropping as low as $40,000 over the next 6 to 8 months, citing factors such as the typical length of a Bitcoin winter and potential selling by corporate buyers like Michael Saylor's strategy. Wow. Hmm. Look at him. Ah, of course. Okay. Alright, maybe we do this last one and then we'll call it. We're not gonna figure anything else too crazy out, I don't think. The Motley Fool. This is about Jackson Hinkle. Why Bitcoin's price is falling despite strong macro conditions. Recent slide below $70,000 has puzzled investors who expected strong macro conditions to support higher prices. Interest rates have been falling, liquidity has improved, the traditional markets have pushed toward record highs, yet Bitcoin has moved in the opposite direction. I would argue that the broader market is not really like blasting higher either. It's got a lot of weakness whenever these companies are coming out with these smashing earnings and then dropping 15% off of earnings. A lot going on right now. A lot of tough stuff happening out there. Back to the article. What purpose does Bitcoin serve? Rather than viewing Bitcoin as a traditional macro hedge, Dorman suggested it functions more as a narrative-driven asset without a clear valuation model. Every time someone asks me about Bitcoin, it's like asking a long short equity manager what their opinion is on gold. Dorman said, "We spend most of our time focused on projects that have real cash flows, real fundamentals, and real tokenomics, and actually accrue economic value, versus Bitcoin, which is largely a narrative construct." But everything in the market is that. Like, the dollar compared to gold, the dollar compared to whatever. Tesla's ridiculous valuation compared to its EPS. What is Bitcoin worth? It's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay it. What is any of this stuff worth? Not to get too wacky here, guys, but that's, I mean, it is the truth, you know what I mean? This is not investment advice. If you're going to listen to me, you got to think twice. Alright, back to the article. The lack of a framework makes price action difficult to interpret. According to Dorman, Bitcoin works the same as a payment technology regardless of price. Bitcoin as a payment technology works just as well at $10,000 as it does at $100,000 or $1 million, he said. Without a model for what Bitcoin should be worth, investors are left guessing. Dorman framed Bitcoin less as digital gold and more as a hedge against systemic risk. In his view, Bitcoin behaves like a form of insurance against failures in banks or governments. It should perform best during periods of bank stress, capital controls, or inflationary crisis. You want to own it when you hear about local banks and local governments, he said, pointing to its censorship-resistant nature. Oh, I guess that's the end. Okay. Bitcoin's price movement in early 2026. By that logic, the last several months should have been supportive. The market has absorbed government shutdowns, falling rates, and abundant liquidity. That's the perfect storm for Bitcoin, Dorman said. And if Bitcoin doesn't do well in the environment, it's not good. The disappointment, he argued, helps explain why selling pressure can accelerate during downturns. If Bitcoin fails to behave the way its strongest advocates claim, confidence erodes. You've got an entire industry that's painted Bitcoin as this amazing macro gold-like asset, he said, and it's not behaving that way. Ultimately, Dorman said that the current drawdown reflects uncertainty rather than a clear signal without consensus on Bitcoin's role or valuation. Price targets become guesswork. It's finger in the air, he said. I don't think there's anybody out there who really knows what Bitcoin should be trading at any given time. At the time of this article, it was trading at $69,000. $69,900. Right now it's sitting at $70,303. Very cool. Okay. Alright, guys. I think that's going to do it. I think that's going to do it for today. Good luck and good